We jump right in with breaking news. I'm Jordan Tracy. More than 70 explosive devices found in a Provo man's home. Police were called to the Provo Town Center Mall yesterday, and they tell us they found Eric Whitaker flashing a gun. He was arrested. Investigators searched his apartment, where they found 71 homemade active pipe bombs and bomb-making materials. Those bombs, especially if detonated together, are powerful enough to injure or even kill a crowd of people.
Somewhere in this hallway, we heard police knocking on the door and saying that they had a warrant and were going in. And then we were like, oh shoot, like we have no idea what this is about. And then I think like around 30 minutes later, they started banging all the doors in this building and then evacuating us.
Whitaker is now facing more than 70 charges, including possession of weapons of mass destruction, and investigation is now underway.
Showing the world that you're capable of a crash out moments before you crash out is the type of behavior that we need out of these crash outs.
Hey dog, stop yapping and show us your coochie, or I'm finna crash out.
Why was this man at the Town Center Mall with a trunk full of explosives, brandishing a handgun? I don't know. It could be many reasons.
Clive lived with his mum until he was 29, and although he's had some sexual experience, his issues around penetration have made it impossible for him to go all the way.
One person told me that he tried to return a blouse at H&M, but they denied his return. Another person told me that his girlfriend works at the Chick-fil-A in the mall and she was cheating on him. So he pulled up to the mall for some straightening.
Have you ever cheated on me?
Yes. What?
One person told me that he tried to get a job at Old Navy, but he couldn't pass a background check. And when he found out he couldn't pass the background check, all hell broke loose.
If you give him a job, maybe he'll put his gun down and go to work. You gotta try him, and if you don't like him, fire him afterwards.
And I also heard that he tried to sell the explosives to some YNs, but they tried to rob him. That's why he was brandishing the handgun.
A driver in North Jersey managed to fight off 3 would-be carjackers.
You hear all types of crazy stuff when it comes to crimes like these. Like seriously, what can be the motive behind somebody riding around with 4 explosives in their trunk with fuses sticking out, and then turn around to have 71 more explosive devices at his house? Who did you do wrong? Who you got beef with? Who is your enemy? Like damn, 71 of them things?
Oh my God.
I know for a fact whoever he had beef with was happy as hell that he got arrested. Like seriously, imagine beefing with somebody and then you find out they had 71 explosives at the house. He was getting ready to take out you, your whole crew, and the whole city.
I had recommended to use an explosive entry device.
Police allowed the blaze to burn an hour and a half before calling in firefighters.
Somebody tried to blame this on gang activity. Somebody tried to say that the suspect, Eric Whitaker, was a gang member from Venezuela, and Trump and his crew is going to send him back to El Salvador to the mega prison.
The U.S. has sent hundreds of mostly Venezuelan migrants to be held without trial at this mega prison in El Salvador.
Now, we haven't seen a picture of this man, but his name is Eric Whitaker. How common is the last name Whitaker in places like Venezuela and El Salvador? Well, I did my research. It's not common at all. So that's a lie. This man is not a Latino gang member, so get the hell up out of here with that. But his last name is Whitaker, and if you look up the last name Whitaker, then you will find out that the Whitakers, they like to keep it in the family. Eric Whitaker might be an inbred.
Nice to meet you.
There's Ray. Hey, Ray.
Hey, I'm Shane. Good to meet you.
Somebody named Chuck Spears brought up a very interesting point. He said, no information is all the information that we needed. If this was a right-wing terrorist, it would be all over the news. Pictures and all. This was obviously a left wing, and it was probably a she-male. I had no idea that law enforcement discriminates when it comes to an individual's ideology on socialism. I didn't know that was a thing. So what you telling me is this: if Eric Whitaker wasn't an individual who was opposing to socialism, we'll be able to see his mugshot. He tried to convince the police that these were firecrackers, not fireworks, firecrackers. He tried to convince the police that these explosives were safe to light up in the apartment complex parking lot for the kids to enjoy.
Oh my God.
And then he told the police that the explosives were flares, just in case he got lost while hiking. And when he said that, that told me everything I needed to know about his race. He's Caucasian.
It's day 64 of hiking the AT. Today I'm just so exhausted. My
thigh and butt muscles are always tired, and I am just exhausted.
Because hiking is not an excuse that black people will utilize to get out of a crime. Somebody black would say something like this: oh damn, where that came from? I just bought this car 5 minutes ago. This my first time looking in the trunk, the same way it's y'all first time looking in the trunk. Where the hell did these explosives come from? This ain't got nothing to do with me.